We're up here again, another day, another beautiful day. I'm so blessed to be up here. I'm so blessed to be able to have this property, have space to live. Have space to live. It's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and it's something that I never knew I missed until we moved to the country. When we moved to the country, all of a sudden I felt like I had room to make a mess. I had room to start projects that were bigger than what I probably could have achieved if I had tried to do it in the suburbs. And let me explain what I mean by that. I remember at one point, Christine was out of town for a couple weeks and I built a rock climbing wall in our garage. Long story short, is I had to do that in a very small amount of time because I didn't feel like I could make a mess and have this big ongoing projects where I was making tons of noise and cutting and sawing and drilling. And so I did it when Christine was out of town because I felt like I would impose on her home. Which leads to another subject, but we'll save that for another day. Because the house is hers. But this is kind of mine. And what do I mean by it's mine is I come up here, I can make noise, I can disrupt things, I can imagine, I can dream, unlike I was able to do in the suburbs. And I'm not saying that you can't do that in the suburbs because everybody has different dreams, everybody has different desires, everybody has different wants. But this is mine. This is mine. The quiet, the solace, the being outside, whether it's cold, hot, windy, wet, and doing something I own. See, I work for a big corporation, very large corporation. Matter of fact, that's why I'm here today, is because I've been there for 10 years and they gave me a 5-week sabbatical. Everything I do for them is theirs. But I come up here and I spend my vacation working the ground, building something beyond anything I could imagine. I could have never imagined what this would have looked like until I got in here. I disrupted things, I tore things up, and I came back and started reshaping it and starting to imagine what was going to be here. Because with this canvas, now I have something. I have something I can dream about. I can create an aesthetic. I can create functionality here that I never felt I could create until we moved to the country. So while everybody has their place that they feel that, mine's here. My dad wasn't a farmer. I've never lived on a farm. I've never lived in anywhere like this. Everything I'm doing is probably the first for multiple generations of my family. So I'm up here again, enjoying myself, creating. And what I just did is I came along and I pulled the bank back on like a 45-degree angle all the way down. And what we're gonna do in the next couple days, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna plant some flowers all the way along the side of this. It's a flower that reseeds itself. Oh, here comes my sidekicks. Hey!
Hi. I'm heading out to go to the goats.
You're gonna go do the goats?
Yeah.
All right, get it. Oh man, good thing it's in a case.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna plant some flowers along the hillside. I have buckets of our sunflower seeds that Christine has harvested off of our sunflowers. We're gonna come in and we're gonna plant sunflowers along this edge on the top, under the guise of being able to feed them to goats, pigs, chickens. I don't know, everything will probably eat them. I know my cows will eat them, I know my goats will eat them, and I know my chickens will eat them. We'll have to see if the pigs will eat them. So we're gonna do that, but we're gonna keep imagining, what am I gonna do up here? I know they're gonna be market gardens. I'm still planning. I was kind of making some doodles in a sketchbook yesterday, just trying to figure out what this is gonna look like. I'm gonna have to measure it off, see how many beds we can fit in here, what kind of beds I wanna put in. But this is gonna be beds. It's gonna be beds. What it looks like, how it's irrigated, all that, I'm not sure yet. Now I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna start prepping a garden next to Herman's cabin and some of the other areas that I disrupted with the excavator. I'm gonna go in, clean up the last little bit, junk wood and stuff that's kind of sitting around. And we're gonna go in, we're gonna till that, so that way we can come in and put some cover crop in so it just doesn't go to weeds. All right, we're over here, and while this area seems fairly cleaned up, there is a lot of debris still around from when we were cleaning it. And so what I'm currently doing is going through and collecting as much of the debris as possible and getting it piled up. And like I found that old, I guess, water trough. I'm not sure. Herman liked to use this as water trough, so I found an old water trough in here. Just getting a lot of the debris cleaned up, piled up best we can, and then we're gonna come in a little bit and till it. Well, we have another beautiful day here, and it is in the evening, but we've been working all day. The main reason why I didn't do a whole lot of filming today is because most of what we've been doing has just been picking up sticks, cleaning stuff, getting areas that were compacted, tilled up. So I'll show you what we did. And then I have the seeds from Christine. These are calendula seeds, and we're gonna plant them on this hillside all the way down the road because this is a perfect spot for them. And we are gonna have rain on and off for the next 5 days. It'll be a perfect time for these seeds to kind of get set in. Let me show you what I did over here when it comes to the terraced areas, and then we'll put some seeds down. So we do harvest some of our own seeds. It depends on the variety. I've done lettuce in the past, I've done kale. We've done this. I'm trying to think what else. A couple other things that we've done. I've come in and I did a single pass tilling wise. Well, actually the middle got kind of like a pass and a half, but a single pass all the way down. I still have these high spots in the middle, as you can see, and those are gonna get knocked over and raked out. But I didn't wanna do that until I was done in here, and I have a strategy for this area. You guys are gonna love this strategy. Here's what we're gonna do. Each of these terraces are gonna have 2 beds. I'm not gonna put them in this year, but this is the plan. This will never get tilled again. I'm done tilling. This got tilled. Next time I bring machinery in here will be to bring in compost and wood chips. What am I gonna do with these little hillsides? Because they're kind of awkward. Well, I'm gonna treat them as a bed as well. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put basically like vineyard style trellis right down the middle, kind of like what we did with our tomatoes. And we are gonna grow things like pole beans, squash, melons, all that kind of stuff right here on this hillside. This is the north-facing hillside, so I'm gonna have to make sure I get stuff that will enjoy being on the north-facing hillside with some shade. It's not super shaded, and some of these trees around here are gonna be limbed up soon. We're gonna do that in another video. Probably not tomatoes, but cucumbers, melons, peas, beans, all that kind of stuff. Everything that likes to climb, this is where it's gonna be, as well as we'll have some earlier stuff in the greenhouses. But that'll probably mostly be tomatoes in the future. It turned out really, really good. We got the whole entire area done. Matter of fact, if you look really closely right up there, I planted these 2 seeds and they sprouted and they keep moving. Unfortunately, they talk too. Never stop, no, boys. But they work hard, so I can't complain too loudly. Oh, you guys wanna help me plant? So you're gonna take a handful, okay, like this, okay? And you're gonna go like this, okay? And you're just gonna spread them out like that. Do you see that? Okay, so about like that. So a handful goes over about call it a 4x4 area, okay? Okay, let me see you do it, Clint. Yeah, that's perfect. Yep, okay. And so Clay, why don't you come down there and you do a little area right in here. Okay. It's okay, the wind will blow them. It's okay, you can walk on there you go, that's good. Perfect, buddy. All right, let me help you. We're gonna walk down here, I'll do some too, okay? We'll both do them together, okay? Get it real even or we're gonna end up with a goofy hillside. It's not gonna have flowers everywhere, okay?
Oh, these are flowers?
Yeah, these are flowers. What'd you think they were?
Oh yeah, I forgot they're wildflowers.
Well, they're not exactly wildflowers, but they'll come back every year.
Really?
Yep, they'll come back every year. Don't go too crazy.
I remember these.
Mom has them in the backyard.
I have the yellow ones.
Yep, they'll just self-spread.
Wait, those like the seeds spread out?
Yeah, these are all the little seeds, and each flower has a bunch of seeds on it. Oh, there's one right there. See the little yellow flower?
Yeah, we have a few of them up here.
It's a little dry. No. We don't have any of these up here. These are the sunflowers. These are sunflowers that Christine grew in our garden and then harvested the seeds herself. So we're gonna take these and we're gonna put these along this hillside. And then when we water everything that's gonna be in the garden, these will also get watered and they'll take off and they'll do really good. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I want you guys to walk along the top, okay? And you're not gonna throw them down the hill, you're just gonna kind of drizzle them. I'll show you. It's basically along the top edge, kind of where you can see where I stopped tilling. So we're gonna go along just like that. Just get a little bit in here, right along the edge. I don't want them in the field, okay? I just want them right along the edge, okay? And you guys think you guys can do that together? All right. So you guys go along, you guys do that. Show me, okay? All right, Clay, why don't you grab a handful, Clint, right along the edge. Okay, there you go. Yep. Just keep walking. Yep, right along the edge, good. Okay. And then you guys can come back and grab a rake, and I want you to lightly rake this area and down the hill, okay? It's gonna be really light. You're just gonna basically roll the soil on top of our seeds. We're only looking to get a little bit of soil on top of the seeds, just enough so that way the birds don't wanna eat them all, okay?
Like this. Yum, 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 yum.
Exactly, like that. Yum, 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 yum. I'll show you what I did yesterday. We got part of the old garden tilled up. And the main reason for tilling the garden area is because I'd driven an excavator over it and just trying to lighten up the soil just a little. Not a huge fan of tilling, I've said that multiple times. But in this case, I'd compacted it really, really badly. We left this little patch right here because this has lovage. And it comes back every year. I'm probably going to take some of this lovage and make like splits out of it and start putting it in a few areas around the figs, a couple places like that. It's got a very curry type of flavor to it. I love it, but I've never found anybody else that really likes it the way I like it. Put it in some key places. The reason I love it is it comes back, it's very hard to hill, and the animals love it. So it's something that if I put in an area, think about like around fruit trees or something like that, I can always take cuttings off of it if I want to harvest it for a CSA or for people, for restaurants. But I can also run animals past it and they'll eat it before they start trying to destroy my trees. So it's kind of like a deterrent for my trees. No, that's how I'm thinking about it. I tilled around these trees and all the way kind of down the hill. The main reason for doing that is I want to get oats or something in here. I actually forgot to bring my oats up. I have oats. They're a Pulse Naked Oat. It's a non-GMO oat. It's really great. I love it. So we'll end up putting that in here and we'll just put it in as a cover crop kind of, and it'll grow and we can always mow it down or we can let it go all the way to seed and then it replants itself. We have those options. Got one more thing to show you. This is one of the trees I pruned and we just pruned this, about 2.5 months ago. You see what I see? Look at that. Got little shoots coming out right there. Let's see if we have any more. There's some more. Look at that. All right, so I wanted to show you how we're gonna spread our oats. And it's not really fancy. It's actually really super simple. These are a Paul's Naked Oat. They are a non-GMO oat. I actually get them from a friend of mine. He grows them. So we've been using them for pig feed and chicken feed for the last, I don't know, 4 years. Really like them. Always been happy with them. I've also planted a lot of them and they work really good. So let's plant some and I'll kind of show you how I do it. It's super simple and I don't go high tech or anything. This is just a little spreader. We just spread them out. So I'm just using the seeder and I have it wide open because the oats are kind of big. So that's about the density I'm looking for. We'll call it maybe over a 6-inch area, maybe 20 seeds or so. The oats end up getting nice and tall, so then we can mow them. It's kind of like a chop and drop. A little different. I don't quite have the mower that some people would use for that. Just gonna come through with a brush hog and brush hog it down, but we're not gonna remove the matter. We're gonna leave it and let it sit on top. But I'm gonna go pretty high. I'll probably try to go about 8 to 10 inches off the ground, because what I'm not trying to do is I'm not trying to kill the grass. I'm not trying to stunt the grass. I want good ground cover because I don't want the ground to be naked going through summer. So if the soil is naked going through summer, it'll degrade over time. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of tilling. The cool thing about oats, I don't know if I've mentioned this previously in the video, but because they get their seeds on so late, you can actually plant them in an area and then come back and mow them in and there's no seed heads. So that's kind of what we're probably gonna do here. I'm not sure if I'll let it go to seed. I may not even mow it. I may just bring the goats in one day and just herd them into this area and just let them mow it down and then put them back in their pasture. That's also an option. They'll love that, trust me. The other thing is in this area, I could easily bring pigs in. Pigs will definitely eat the oat grass. They love the oat grass. Well, perfect timing. We just finished putting the seed down and it started raining. That's exactly what you want to happen, right? I don't have to get a sprinkler out. All right, well, we are definitely done up here for the day. And the fact it's raining right now is perfect. So we'll see you guys later.